Welcome, boys and girls. I'm Tsukuba Winters, and today we are here reading the patch notes for patch 7.3 for Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail. So let's just get into it. So first off, there will be no cosmic exploration things in 7.3, as that will be 7.31. And the new Society quest, Deep Dungeon, and Hildebrand quest will be on 7.35. So we do have the trailer here if you wish to watch that, but I'm not going to be watching this. So we'll have the main story quest. The quest starts in the back room. So it's the same place that's been for the last few MSQ quests. There will be quite a few quests for this one, as this will be the final chapter for Dawn Trail. So as 7.4 and 7.5 will be working on building up the next expansion, but this patch will be the end of the Dawn Trail story. You'll also have the Echoes of Vana'diel quest, which have a few screenshots here. This will be unlocked in Tuliolo. If you've done all the quests, then it should. If you've done all the quests in Tuliolo, and just look at the new quests that are in there, it shouldn't be too hard to find out. We have tutorials have been added to quests with certain objectives, so it's going to teach you how to carry things, which is click on thing and you can still move. But any quest that has you do other things look like they're gonna have little tutorial pop-ups for it. A Phoenix Down reward has been added to the main scenario quest, Call of the Sea. So this is important because further down they're reworking Phoenix Downs completely, so we'll get into that a bit later. New chapters have been added for New Game Plus, so it's just all of the new chapters here. So Dawn Trail Part 3. New items have been available. New items are available for exchange for bicolor gemstones in Tuliolo. Do keep in mind that you have to have maxed out every Dawn Trail zone to be able to access the Tuliolo shop, as well as the Solution 9 one as well. This will most likely be either framer kits or some music, because that's generally what it is in like the later patches. Treasure hunt. The following additions adjustments have been made to treasure maps. Gargantua skin treasure maps have been added. These are exclusive to Living Memory, and while the rewards when you like unearth the treasure box or treasure chest will be the same as all the normal ones, this will have a different portal map. This one's going to be more of a roulette or more of a slot machine than a roulette. And rewards for Lobo skin treasure maps and Brack skin treasure maps have been adjusted, so most likely new rare stuff in the maps. And any of the old rare stuff that will most likely appear like much more frequently. So yeah, we have a little slot machine here. If you get the, oh yeah, it actually shows it down here. So you get the crystal, you get like the easier enemies. It looks like it's just gonna be the same as the roulette, like probably mechanically. It just visually instead now will just be a slot machine. So leaving the vault, the duty will end on the following conditions are met. You do 5 trials and passed, and the duty is complete. Outrunner stops on spaces that remove the party from the duty, or everybody is wiped. Rewards in C-Node, Jajar, all have been adjusted. So yeah, new stuff for the treasure maps as well, or at least just like better odds. Following adjustments have been made to subaquatic voyages. Yeah, so new areas, new levels for free company subs. That's normal. Okay, new furnishing items have been added from the 2002 design contest. So we got some overhead lighting. That's kind of cool. Little planters, log door. You can get your swole on here. You got workout stuff. That's actually pretty cool. Looks like a rug. And some, these doors. These, yeah, so, because these are getting, like, renamed. Because I think these used to be the Riviera. These might not be. These might be something else. But I know the Riviera. Oh, okay. All of these. All the doors are getting new partitions here. Okay, yeah, because this is the Hingen one. That looks like the Glade one, and that's the Oasis one. Yeah, some Yole beds here. Definitely looks like Ozm's Step. Maybe Hainish? Either way. Orange tree. We got an orange tree. New orchestration roles have been added. Some new aquarium fish. New flower to plant. You can buy them into all the housing areas. Have some new shirts, new prizes available for MGP. I'm pretty sure these are actual real shirts you can buy too, which is cool. Following additions have made the Triple Triad. New cards have been added. New NPCs have been added. So most likely, pretty much all the battle content is really what it's gonna be. The following character voices have been added to Doman Mahjong, Wuklamat Kona, and Bakul Jaja. Okay. Acquisition. After completing the side quest, every little thing she does is Mahjong. In the main scenario quest, Heaven's Ward, speak with the NPC and Gold Saucer to exchange MGP. Okay, yeah, it's just telling you how to buy it. The layout of the Mahjong tag and the Gold Saucer has been adjusted. Okay. Duty support has been added to the following duties: Cutter's Cry, the Meso Terminal, and question mark. So that's going to be the new trial, which will most likely be Necron or Kuja, or both. You never know. Or, you know, they're probably not going to be named that, but named pretty much themed after it, since we didn't fight Beatrix, but we fought a robot character that was pretty much Beatrix. Okay, the following adjustments have been made to Wondrous Tales. New prizes are available in exchange for Chloe's silver certificates of commendation. Time-worn Braxton skin maps have been replaced with time-worn Gargantua skin maps. The following duties have been added as objectives for Wondrous Tales. Okay, so the Meso Terminal and the new 8-man raids and Vault. Is it One Iron? I'm honestly not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. I don't think it's One Iron. That sounds stupid. The following raids have been grouped together into raid series categories. Yeah, so instead of having like Asphodelos stage 1 and 2 and then Asphodelos stage 3 and 4, it's just Asphodelos stage 1 through 4. And it looks like if they're doing this, I think Asphodelos might be the only ones that are actually doing this. Wondrous Tales now features a list of applicable duties for each objectives. Okay, so yeah, like the Moogle Tombstone thing, they're just having a big old list that shows you what to run. The following additions and adjustments have been made to Fox Hollows. We're losing Hells here, and we're getting Wreath of Snakes Unreal. And we're getting a new little buffalo minion. That might be the big reward. I know there's a Yan mount. That might be the mount for Unreal. But sometimes they will just do just a minion, so. Okay, the duties that can be recorded have changed. We're getting Everkeep, Juno, First Walk. Or wait, no, it's just gonna be just these. No one uses Duty Recorder. For the 3 people who use Duty Recorder, it's there. A maximum length button has been added to granary windows in island sanctuaries, setting the maximum number of days for 2 exploration areas. Okay, so I guess they're just making it longer, I would assume. Okay, new hairstyle option has been added to Vieira. Okay, so we got these. We got those. It's nice. New hairstyle options have been added to Rothgar. There we go. Got twin tails there. There we go. Bangs will now be displayed when wearing headgear such as hoods, which previously hid them. Okay, not applicable for certain gear. So this was before, this was after. I got hair. Large number of headgear items will now display when worn by Vieira and Rothgar. Yeah, we're getting hats for them. Good for them. Certain headgear items will now allow Vieira to toggle the display of their ears. So you just have a toggle show ears through headgear. Select gear only. Okay. When using clarinet performance action, the delay between pressing keys and music playing has been reduced. I guess there was like a weird sync to it, so that's good. I mean, just quality of life there. The following additions and adjustments have been made to emotes. New emotes added. The following emotes can now be used while sitting on the ground. A whole list of them. So eating stuff, you can hug. You get a headache. You get pretty much anything that just uses your hands, it looks like. So, yeah, visage capture. That's the photo one. Okay. Motions of the following emotes have been adjusted while sitting on the ground. Only your character's upper body will move. Think, assist, and converse. So yeah, just pretty much all of these are just things that primarily use your hands. Okay, battle systems. Description of certain actions and status effects have been adjusted, and no changes have been made to these effects. Okay, that's good. Okay, so here's the Phoenix Down rework. The following adjustments have been made to Phoenix Down. Can now be used on players outside of your party. Can now be used in certain combat areas, or be used in combat in public areas. So I guess like field areas and whatnot. Can now be used in combat while undertaking certain types of duties. Instant dungeon, guild leaves, 4-player trials, treasure dungeons, deep dungeons, field operations, variant dungeons. Any duties with restrictions on Phoenix Downs will now display that information in their description. This restriction does not apply to the Guild Leave Solemn Trinity and the Trial Great Hunt Extreme. The range has extended from 5 yalms to 15 yalms. Cast time has been increased from 5 seconds to 8 seconds, so a normal resurrection. Now has a recast time of 360 seconds. Here's recast time with other medicine items. Can now be stacked to 999 and can be purchased from the following vendors, all sorts of vendors. So I'm not really sure where any of these are, but pretty much anybody that just sells like normal items that will like sell potions would most likely be selling Phoenix Downs. An active help window will now appear when obtaining a Phoenix Down for the first time. Progress bar can now be displayed under the nameplate of certain enemies. Okay, well, that's actually nice. With just the display of enemy progress bars, check or uncheck play progress bar only applicable to bosses and powerful foes under the general tab of display name settings and character configuration. Okay, settings set by default. All the setting currently applies only to bosses and powerful foes and instance content. We are considering the expansion of those in public areas such as large scale things. Okay, that is nice. But yeah, having the cast bar like above the enemy, but you can turn it off if you don't like it. So there's that. New dungeon Meso Terminal. Just go through the main story if you want to unlock it. New trial has been added. Again, most likely Necron or Kuja, if not both. Unlocked through the main story, so do that. Extreme version of that fight. Get from the Wandering Minstrel and Tuliolo after you've done the normal mode version. Wreath of Franks. Wreath of Franks. The Wreath of Snakes. Unreal. So, requirements. Yeah, you gotta unlock Fox Hollows. If you already have it, you don't have to deal with that. The drop rate of Wings of Eternity in the Minstrel's Ballad Speed's Burden has been increased, and you can also now buy them in Solution 9 for 100 tomestones. Weaker restrictions on rewards in the Arcadian Cruiserweight division has been removed. This change does not apply to the Cruiserweight Hollow Saber obtained from normal mode 4. So the change you do get was you only need 4 of them now instead of 7. So you're still going to have to grind out normal mode if you want those weapons. Or at least the tomestones to get the weapons. Or whatever item. I forgot what it actually is. New Alliance Raid Dungeon. Sandoria. The second walk has been added. You can unlock this in Tuliolo, so you can find those there. Wait, does it... Okay, I'll talk about the coins in a bit. Okay, upon completing Sandoria, the second walk players can also earn a separate reward once a week. 2 correct Nova clusters and a monolith coin. Monoton coin? Monotion coin? And can be exchanged in Solution 9. You will need... When you get the coin to get the upgrade tombstone gear, you will need the first 24-man raid. That's normal for all the expansions. So from here on, you're going to need the weekly clear of the new 24-man raid and 1 clear of the old 24-man raids. So when we get the third one, we're going to have to do all 3 to get the upgrade item. Orchestration rolls. Tattered second movement score can be found in each party's treasure coffer that appears after each boss. Tattered second movement scores found in the treasure chest in Sandoria. The second walk can be exchanged for in Lower Juno. Okay, yeah, same vendor. Players can no longer be rewarded correct Nova clusters on completing the Juno the first walk. Yeah, so you gotta do the new ones for that. The following adjustment has been made to the Occult Crescent South Horn. When entering the Alliance with 24 or more members, you will always enter a new instance. Okay. The minimum number of players that must offer the... I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sanguine ciphers? The ciphers to enter the Fork Tower Blood has been increased from 16 to 24, so everybody's got to pitch in. The window displayed when using the ciphers have been updated to show detailed information on the number of players who have secured entry and those who are seeking entry. Okay. So we have a little window here. Shows, I guess, how many... I guess this might be how many you have? Priority places 30. Seeking passage. Remaining players. Okay, yeah, so this is everybody that's trying to get in. Only players who have used the cipher will now be eligible for selection to enter Fork Tower Blood. While a critical encounter is in progress, appearance of the Royal Mirage weather will be put on hold. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about being in a critical engagement and then have your time window to actually get in the Fork Tower is will like not screw you over. Okay, during critical encounters, Calamity Bound, the Seal Asunder mechanic will function differently with lower number of participants. Yeah, I guess if you have like less than 4, you can't do the mechanics because you need 4 people per pad. So Okay, the items obtained from treasure coffers revealed by persistent pots and happy bunnies have been changed. We're not exactly sure what's going to be in there, so most likely, I think they said it's going to be like silver and gold pieces, most likely, and maybe just other new rewards. In preparation for the introduction of Pilgrim's Traverse in patch 7.35, the spawn locations of S ranks and A rank marks in Ilmeg have been adjusted, so most likely anything that's near where the quest NPC will be at, they will most likely not spawn at that area, since they are leaving out the B ranks, because the B rank can spawn at the same spot. So I guess just the A rank and S ranks can no longer spawn at that spawn point anymore. And since B ranks probably aren't going to be an issue, so they probably won't aggro you on sight by being, talking to the quest NPC. The items required to exchange equipment. Oh yeah, this is just... Yeah. Items required to exchange equipment purchased with elegant tomestones of mathematics, ever-changed twine, ever-charged ether, Esther, can be purchased from the following vendors. So you can buy the tombstone upgrade items with a sack of nuts or the 24-man coins. You will need the new one and the last 24-man's coin to get an upgrade item. Players can no longer join duties in progress if they have never cleared one or more of the duties they've registered for. I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, that's kind of dumb. Yeah, they want people to like make sure they enjoy it fully. So yeah. So there's that. Can't do that. I honestly wouldn't want somebody to be jumping midway into a dungeon and they've never done it before. The following duty have been added to the raid finder. So Wreath of Stakes, Unreal, and the new trial. Duty Recollection Extreme has been moved from raid finder to duty finder. Players will now receive Power of Echo in the event of all party members are incapacitated for the following trials. So Recollection Extreme. So for normal mode, it goes up to 50. For Recollection, it goes up to 25 at increments of 10. Or 10% for normal, 5% for extreme. Strength of the Echo granted in light heavyweight tier Savage has been increased. Can go up to 20%. Duties listed in the Expert Roulette has been updated. So Yayawada Field Station is being removed. Underkeep is staying, and the Meso Terminal is being put in its place of Yayawada Field Station. And Yayawada Field Station is now being put in Level Cap Dungeon. New dungeon has been added to the Trial Roulettes. Mentor Roulette is getting all the new battle content, so Meso Terminal, Sandoria, and the new trial. New Stone Sky Sea for the new trial. Following adjustments have been made to the instance dungeon Cutter's Cry. The shifting sands that allow players to progress through the dungeon will now appear after defeating a certain number of enemies, so you can't just ignore all the enemies now. You gotta actually kill them. All the bosses have been adjusted. This is mainly so they can deal with the AI, or more so the AI can deal with the monsters or the bosses. New items available in exchange for trophy crystals. So this is, I think this is old. This actually might be. Was this the older set? I think these are new. Because a number of previous PvP series rewards have been made available for exchange. Season 8, or Series 8, will end and Series 9 will begin. So you have pretty much till the end of the patch to farm those out. Crystalline Conflict, a new arena, the Bayside Battlegrounds has been added. So this one looks like it's going to be pretty basic. The only thing here is being the jump pads. So I don't know if this is going to be like the crystal has to be far enough to be able to use them like all the other areas. So the new rotation of the Crystalline Conflict, now that we have a new the Bayside Battlegrounds, will now be Palestria, followed by the Volcanic Heart, Awkward Castletown, the Bayside Battleground, Cloud9, and the Red Sands, and then it just repeats from there. Each of these having a 90-minute timer, so once that 90's up, it goes to the next match, and so on. The following additions and adjustments have been made to medicine kits. So a timer will now spawn for medicine kits has been added. So it's not there. It'll just, you know, if someone has the little green potion, it'll now show a timer when they're going to show up again. This one I found was funny. The players under the effect of hysteria or seduce can no longer utilize the area events, the jump glyphs, the trick doors, shifting sands, and the jump glyphs in Bayside Battlegrounds. So apparently you can just be forced walked into that. That's funny. Players can now register to join casual matches with a party of 2 players. Two new tiers, Omega and Ultima, have been added to ranked matches. The minimum required crystal credit scores will differ by region. So Japan needs 2,000 and 4,000. America needs 1,500 to 3,000. Oceania only needs 1,000 and 2,000. And if you get the Omega and Ultimate tiers, you'll get your framer kits and achievements at the end of the season. Season 15 will end. Season 16 will begin. So for ranked content for PvP, gotta go to Elemental for Japan. Dynamis is gonna, you have to go to Dynamis for North America. That's gonna be a thing. Hopefully you get matches in there. Europe, you gotta go to Chaos, and Oceania is Materia. New items have been added. This looks like this is the gear for the new 24-man raid. So if you want precious gear, that's right there. A lot of Final Fantasy 14 stuff. New recipes have been added. A new, like, I don't want to say best man's suit, but like you have a nice just a frilly dress there. Yeah. Recipes will be added. Recipes added in 7.3 will be listed on a later date. Yeah, that's why this is the preliminary notes. That's all they're adding to the main notes is just stuff like that. If they're not doing like battle adjustments. Okay, the following items have been renamed. So Tattered Music Street changed to Tattered First Movement score, since it's no longer just generic, since the new 24-man one, the Tattered, is going to be the second movement score. Big Bang Ticket will now have Big Bang Ticket Sinus Adorium, since the new place will have the Big Bang Ticket and the new area. Link Riviera Partition and Riviera Partition will be changed to Highland Partition and Highland Partition Door. Okay. Certain items can now be sold, desynthesized, and submitted for expert delivery missions. So pretty much any old raid gear that you couldn't sell before. The following items now have 2 die channels. Pretty much a lot of like artifact gear and relics. This is looking like a lot of the Endwalker stuff, though Elemental, like Pagos, Eureka, and I think I saw, was there not the Manderville stuff? I don't know, but it's just a lot of things are getting dual die channels, so look forward to that. That's it. The following gear can now be equipped regardless of gender. So Far Eastern gentleman's robe and beauty robes can be worn by everybody. So pretty much the Far Eastern set can be used by everybody. Confirmation prompt displayed when displaying glamours can now also indicate that dies and company seals will be removed. Okay. When using a gamepad in the glamour dresser window, canceling from the glamour creation window will now return the cursor to the glamour dresser window. A button to filter by your current job, class or job has been added next to the drop down filter of shops and windows. Oh, that's nice. So it just auto goes to your class. Or is it just, hopefully that's just to go to your class and not have to do a drop down. The following additions have been made to dream fitting with set gear. Okay. These changes address the issue wherein selecting a gear set to preview would expand the list of its individual pieces, shifting the item order and making it difficult to select the next. Oh, okay, so it's just fixing that issue. And just mouse controls and gamepad controls to deal with that. Supplementary text explaining search results is now displayed at the bottom of the item search list. In accordance with this change, the log menu notifying players when search results are not up to date will no longer be displayed. New items been added to gathering points. Time worn logo skin. Yeah. Okay, so you can get maps from botanist gathering points and heritage founds. These are mostly going to be the new gathering spots. New fish have been added, so have fun big fishing. I certainly won't. I'm going to do it. I'm just not going to have fun doing it. You can upgrade the crafted gear from the last patch, so you can now go to Solution 9 and upgrade your crafted gear from 740 to 750. The level cap for desynthesis has been increased from 740 to 750. Following adjustments have been made to cosmic exploration. The option to travel to Sinus Edorium has been added to the Aetheryte to Best Way Burrows. So yeah, so you can just teleport to the planet or to the moon right from the Aetheryte. Mounts can now be summoned on the moon area. Please note that mounts cannot fly. We can't win them all. The summoning bell has been placed in Cygnus Edorium. New items are available in exchange for Cosmo credits. New items have been added for exchange, including Cosmic Exploration Aetheryte tickets, and items available for existing crafter and gathering scripts. Using Cosmic Exploration Aetheryte tickets will transport you to Driving Way in Maryland Lamendorium. The notification notation indicating difficulty of Class A missions has been adjusted, so Class A1 will now just have nothing. Class A2 will be now EX, and Class 3 will now be EX+. The time allowed for stellar missions have been increased. The change does not apply to EX+ stellar missions, except for those that can be accepted by multiple classes. Those generally had... If it's like the gathering and crafting ones, those generally had pretty good time on them already, so I can understand them not needing to update that. Sound effects played when starting and completing stellar missions have been changed. When completing a stellar mission, the amount of experience gained from bronze, silver ratings have been increased, such that all rating tiers now grant the same amount of experience. When completing missions that can be accepted by multiple classes, each class will earn points towards their cosmic class. Good. Because like the ones where you have to be a crafter and a gatherer, you could only get points based on whatever class you finished the quest with. So a lot of people probably didn't know that you can actually get points off those for their gathering job, because you would always end with crafting. So you'd have to finish the crafts, swap back to whatever gathering class you were, then turn in the quest. And you wouldn't get the class points for the crafter you were using. And these gave the most points too. They were the most lenient, and they gave a ton of points. Players can now confirm the relative distance to the site of stellar missions via stellar mission window. Yeah, so we're having, if it's blue and a tiny arrow, it's nearby. Yellow area is far, red arrow is very far. When undertaking stellar missions, the objective and goal star rating requirements will now always be displayed. Yeah, because I think it showed you like what the silver one was first. And then like only after you got silver, it showed you what you needed for gold. Items that will be graded for stellar missions will list the score prerequisite in their description. Notification markers indicating the availability of provisional missions will now appear in the stellar missions window, and notifications will now be displayed when sequential missions become available. That's good, because that was always one that, like, how do you get those? Even if you did the thing to get the sequential missions, most people didn't like know that they were up. The time limit for accepting sequential missions after they appear has been removed. Though this is, yeah, it looks like this 17-second is just for the little pop-up. When a red alert has been issued, the timer rating to accept critical missions has been displayed in the stellar mission window, which is good because it does actually cap out like 1 minute too soon. So at least this tells you how long you have till like you can accept any quest, so that's good. When both red alert progress gauges have been filled, periodic announcements will indicate that the red alert is nearly resolved. Mission in progress window will now automatically displayed when reporting is the only remaining step to completing a mission. The mission log will now indicate when further exploration is required to trigger a mission. Okay, that's good. Upon complete, okay, yeah, so I guess, yeah, because there was one mission that you needed the last area in the game to like get the quest. So the quest would just be blank for everybody and no one knew how to unlock it. So we like had to unlock that area. So at least now it'll just show that, hey, you gotta unlock the area before you can see this quest. Upon completing gathering stellar missions, you will recover GP equal to the total amount spent during the mission. Oh, that's good. Upon completing gathering stellar missions, the recast timer of GP recovery items such as cordials will be reset. When stellar missions for botanist and miner are graded based on successive gathering chains and gathering boons, the evaluation criteria and scores will now be displayed in the chat log. Okay. Though those ones need a time buff if it's not in here. Those ones are very tight, which I think should be getting more time in those. When stellar missions for Fisher and are graded based on collectability, collector must be activated to begin fishing. Oh, that's good. So you can't accidentally have collector's glove off. The time limit for mech ops, for both the mech ops, have been increased from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. The amount of which ground support contributes to progress gauge during the mech ops has been increased. When undertaking the mech op directives, destroyed corrupted crystals when you got the robot, the special action carrot gun will automatically target the nearest enemy if none is selected. In accordance to this change, the option to enable or disable auto targeting for special actions have been removed. Okay then. Not that that was ever an issue, but I don't think they adjust like the usefulness of mech ops though. When a project has been completed, the progress advances in the next stage. Announcement will be displayed on the top of the screen if no new project is underway. Notification window will now automatically appear if there has been any progress and ongoing progress since the last visit to the cosmic exploration area. Requirements for certain stellar successes have been changed. Players who have already met these requirements will earn stellar successes after completing any stellar mission. This change does not affect players who have already met the previous requirements for these stellar successes. Oh, so just unlocking the... Oh, these are like the little achievements. I think that's the achievement anyways. Design of the Cosmic Exploration Info UI element has been adjusted. New mounts have been added. So there's the Yan one. We are gonna have the Extreme, new Extreme mount. Maybe a few other mounts, because this could be from... It's either gonna be from maps or from Wondrous Tales. Mounting animation has been added when boarding mounts. Motions do not apply to certain mounts, so that's cool. So hopefully it like has you like actually like hopping on the mount. So that looks cool. New choke bombard has been added, most likely. It says it's just one. That's just gonna be from the Extreme. New minions have been added. We got a little mana rays. Those are cool. New fashion accessories have been added. A cool little torch. New face wear has been added. We got glasses here, and we got these like visors. I think these you can actually get from the Mordona like Garleans. I think that's what this is. So you can just have as a facial accessory. Graphical update. Graphic adjustments have been made to player character models based on feedback from our community. Okay, so there's a whole... Wait. There's a whole feedback of character models. In conjunction with these adjustments, players can now obtain another vial of Fantasia from the Wandering Moogle in Old Gridania for a limited time period. This will be available until patch 7.4. So if you want another free one, go get there. It's by where the achievement guy's at in Old Gridania. Graphical details of the following has been improved. So a bunch of Manderville one that looks like all the Endwalker relics, and I think the artifact relics for Endwalker. Most of it looks like it, and I'm not sure off the top of my head where these other items are, but yeah, older item getting a new coat of paint, so they're gonna have more detail. Chat bubbles have been implemented, allowing messages to be displayed above characters' heads. Chat bubble settings include options to adjust the text, and background color can be found on the general tab of log window settings in the character configuration menus. The display of chat bubbles can be enabled and disabled at any time. Chat bubbles are disabled by default, which is kind of annoying. This should be something that should be on by default, because if this is, you know, maybe not. I can understand people maybe not wanting this. Chat bubbles will not display when using performance actions during battle or during PvP encounters. When also even when enabled, there's additional settings to disable your own messages. A slider is also available to adjust the number of chat bubbles shown from 10 to 100. Yeah, you have this on. Do you go to Limsa? Yeah, good. Yeah, have fun. Have fun with that, so I can understand that. Multiple chat bubbles overlap. The most recent message will appear in the foreground. Character limit chat bubbles have a fixed width and a character limit. Messages that exceed the limit will be truncated with trailing ellipsis. Chat bubble format can be set to 1 or 2 lines. That's not very long. As it contains solely of a single word or phrase from auto translation dictionary, will always appear in full on a single line. Okay. So yeah, I guess if you have like a really long like line, that'll always show up. Chat bubble appearances. There are 3 chat bubble sizes, or size settings: normal, large, maximum. Please note that changing the setting does not affect the message character limits. That's kind of dumb. I'm like, I get it on a technical side, but like having the big one should like give you more space. Different chat modes, such as say, yell, and shout, have unique chat bubble designs, each with their own settings for text background and background colors. Okay, so this looks like, is that the same? But that's party chat, it looks like. Even though that like clearly is say, but they're in a party, this is yell. So I guess probably more spikes if it's shout. Display restrictions. Chat bubbles from players who are blacklisted or muted will be hidden, with only a few exceptions. Furthermore, words blocked by the profanity filter will be displayed as question marks. Display range for players and monsters have been increased. In the following areas, you can now choose between normal, extended, and maximum display range. The default is normal, matching the range used prior to 7.3. The distance can be adjusted under the other settings and system configuration. So this shows, they showed in another, oh, it doesn't show it here. They showed it in one of their other things. Like you can really see really far ahead of like monsters that are way in the background. So, and that's to people and just objects in cities, fields, housing areas, the firmament, the Manderville Gold Saucer, cosmic exploration areas, occult crescent, and instance events. Certain areas are not affected. I would assume like front lines would probably not get this effect because this is going to be very taxing on people's computers because you're just rendering more things. And since the default is the lowest setting, being able to see people from much further away could be an advantage. So I don't see this being working for PvP areas. I'm not sure, but that's my guess anyways. In order to prevent server congestion, we'll be implementing multiple field instances for Trelawney, Heritage Found, and Living Memory, and also Lower Juno. So hunt trains are going to be eating good for the next patch. We'll monitor server activity. Yeah, it's probably going to last at least until maybe 0.5. Generally how long these go. Division of Tuliol and Yaktel into multiple instances added to alleviate patch 7.2 congestion have been removed. Yeah, we're getting new ones, so that's fine. The following additions and adjustments have been made to achievements. New achievement titles have been added. Certain duties and trials account for police and achievement. Oh, so pretty much all the thank you jobs are getting the new content. That's normal. The following additions have been made to retainers. New retainer explorations have been added. New items can be obtained from quick exploration ventures. Okay, so if they're having new retainer explorations, we're getting new minions most likely. That's probably where some of these are. Maybe a mount? I don't think we've ever had a mount from these. New accents for new portrait accents have been added. New accents have been added. New poses have been added. So that's cool. New adventure plate accents have been added. So this is from the Island Sanctuary. The following additions and adjustments have been made to group pose. You get the perfect groove sticker and a lot of new stickers. So that's cool. Chromatic aberration has been added, so you can put like a blur effect and like put some focus on certain things. The filter intensity and slider has been added, so you got a whole menu for this. Portrait mode has been added, so you can have portrait mode screenshots. Yeah, so more just picture stuff. You can have more group pose pictures and whatnot. And I'm aware I tried to make this short, and it's also now 50. There's a lot of stuff for this patch, to be honest. I guess I went a bit more in-depth than I initially wanted. Depth of field can now be enabled for group pose and idling camera, even when disabled under graphic settings in the system configuration. Oh, so that's cool. So you can just like enable it temporarily. That's cool. The following adjustments have been made to jog status effects. Jog will be removed when participating in the activities Slice is Right and Crystalline Conflict. Oh, I didn't know those were active during then. Jog will now be removed upon gaining the transportation status. So if you're carrying any items, again, didn't know that carried over. But inside a deep dungeon, jog will now be removed when affiliated with the sprint penalty status effect. Oh, okay. but that's only if like sprint is disabled. Glamour button has been added to the window displayed when examining players' equipment. Okay, yeah. Cause wait, is that what I want them to do? Cause they always show. I've always wanted to see like the non-glamored version of the item, or I think that's what they're doing, something of that nature. Cause like you'll see the item, like item icon will be the original item, and then if they have it glamored and you go to like inspect the item, you only see the glamored version and not like the original version. I think that might be the thing. Or unless it's just like a button that just like shows all the glamored items, because normally it just like fades in and out of what item is on it if you have it glamored. Oh, it just been made to the blacklist. The blacklist comments saved between patch 7.0 and patch 7.2 have been deleted. All information registered in the mute list has been deleted. Registered registration for players on your contact list can now be possible. Now only possible when you remain logged in. You can now adjust the transparency of the chat prompt. Setting found under the log window settings. Okay. An automatic option has been added to the character and object quantity settings under display limits. All player settings will be uniformly switched to automatic upon the release of patch 7.3. Moreover, automatic will be the new default for this feature. On Windows and Mac, the setting can be adjusted under the other settings in the system config. Following options have been added to the system configuration menu. So the display limits, so that's following have been added to more display limits. So yeah, there's Mac and Window only though, so the following options have been added to the character configuration. So enemy settings, log window settings, chat bubble settings, log. So all the new stuff, they're just adding menus. So we have /Vieira ears, /V ears to turn the ears on and off for potential Vieira helmets. We have /pen for a new emote. So additions have been made to the auto translation dictionary. So any new content, most likely. Additions have been made to the new autocomplete dictionaries for consoles. New trophies have been added for PlayStation 4. New trophies and achievements. New music, sound effects, and voices have been added. Log message displayed when a character who has used a vial of Fantasia attempts to edit their appearance without first removing their gear has been adjusted. Yeah, you do gotta get naked when you want to use a Fantasia. The following addition and adjustments have been made to the launcher. New backgrounds have been added. Newly added backgrounds are unlocked after completing the main scenario quest Endwalker. So I would guess any Endwalker characters. So probably 0. A link to the official Final Fantasy XIV Blue Sky account has been added. The location of the temporary folder for patch downloads has been changed for Mac and Windows. Oh, that's it. Okay. So no like... Yeah, there's no like problems fixed and new problems, so that's actually new. So there's that. So we got a big, at least meaty for the patch notes. I mean, I probably could have done this faster, but it's a lot of new things that you know, I know I wanted to do it quick and hopefully try to have it be like 20 minutes or so, but yeah, we're looking at 55 minutes here. Whoops. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I kind of couldn't like just breeze over outside of just like, there's chat bubbles. Chat bubbles have been added. I probably could have done that, but I think some people want some decent amount of, you know, detail. But either way, if you've watched this video all the way here, I've been Sakuba Winters. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. And I hope to see you all again on the next video. Until then, bye.